Hello, everybody. Good evening, and welcome to yet another episode of the PSAI Talk Show, second season. How are you all doing? Please tell us your name and tell us which part of the world you're logging in from. Please put it in the chat box. Hello, Deepak. Good to have you here. Hi, Krishna. Mumbai, Mysore. We have more friends joining in. Hi, Purva, logging in from Gujarat. Wonderful, wonderful. We have a great episode that's coming up for you. We have a great conversation that we have in store for you today evening. So log in right away, log in from YouTube, from LinkedIn and Facebook. We're going live on all the three platforms. So choose the platform of your choice and log in right away for this freewheeling conversation on a topic that is definitely going to be of interest and excitement for you, which is humor. Uh, Hi, Bess from Belgium. Welcome. Good to have you here. Hi, Dilshad. Good evening. Good evening. So, on that note, let me welcome all of you once again to the Professional Speakers Association of India, the PSAI. For all our new audience members, the Professional Speakers Association of India is a body formed to build a strong community to help you enhance your professional speaking career globally. The PSAI is part of the Global Speaking Federation, an organization of national speaking associations of 16 countries, which include the United States, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, UK, Malaysia, South Africa, and more. We at the PSAI firmly believe that anyone, absolutely anyone who's an expert in their area of work or has lived a life with many lessons, must share their message with the world. The PSAI Talk Show is a firm step in that direction. It's a live event, a freewheeling conversation that is packed with value and insights for speakers, aspiring speakers, coaches, trainers, and consultants. On that note, let me ask all of you who are present here, do you think it is important to make your audience smile? Put it in the chat box, please. Hi, Sandeep. Ready for a few laughs? Definitely. Yes, says Deepak. Yes, Purva. So it is important to make your audience smile. It's important to bring a laugh on their faces. What does that do? How does that help you as a speaker? Let's hear it from the speakers. Yes, smile, says Sandeep. Yes, definitely. What does a smile do for speakers when you're delivering a keynote? What does it do when you bring a smile on the face of your audience? How does that help you as a speaker? In fact, I see a lot of yeses here. And as keynote speakers, as motivational speakers, nothing connects us better to our audience than humor. Nothing connects us better than to see our audience smiling at us. Sense of appreciation and connect, says Purva. Couldn't agree more. Hello, Brigadier Basin. It gives you confidence and certainty. It gives you confidence and it has the audience engaging with you right at that moment. And that's how it lightens up the room and gets the audience relaxed so that they can receive your message. Absolutely. It's a welcome to go as far as you can. Definitely, Bess. I totally second that. In fact, I completely agree with that. Because once you build that connect, build that rapport with your audience, and nothing to do that better than a smile, then after that, whatever topic, what your keynote is, what your domain, what your niche is, what your keynote is, your audience is ready to welcome that. The audience is ready to welcome you as a speaker into their minds and their hearts. So, nothing connects like a smile. And on that note, we have somebody very special here to have a conversation with and to introduce our guest for the evening. Our guest tonight is the national champion of 2022 Toastmasters. She's on the board of directors for the Virtual Speakers Association of India and the Professional Speakers Association Spain. But you know something? She dreamed of becoming a clown and making people laugh. But then a broken back took her on a journey to find healing. She traveled across not one or two, but 46 different countries. Out of that, she spent 7 months in India and discovered that she could become a trainer so that she could make people laugh and she could also help them learn. She's a therapist in Gestalt psychotherapy and loves to connect women and help them get heard. She has taught at ISADE University in Barcelona. She's trained the biggest companies in Spain and other countries. But one thing that she does that she enjoys the most is being a voluntary hospital clown and bringing light and glow into the lives of people. Let me take this opportunity and to welcome Jessica Breitenfeld. Hi, Jess. So
Hi,
good to have you.
thank you. What a nice introduction. Made me almost cry. I, I'm surprised I wrote
It's
it so well.
such a pleasure to have you here, Jess.
Thank
And on that note, let me start off first by asking you what brought you to what brought speaking into your life? How did speaking happen?
I just opened up my mouth one day, and around 2 years old, I just started, and I didn't stop. And well, no, Toastmasters actually. When I was 16, I lived in small town Canada where we had nothing to do, not even a bowling alley. And we were introduced to Toastmasters. And me and my best friend went, and I fell in love with the 80-year-old Toastmasters in my small town. And that was about 20 years ago.
That was then, and here we are. And today you've spoken in countries all over the world. How many countries is that?
When with virtual, like let's say like millions, possibly. I've lived in a lot of
Wonderful.
countries, but spoken, no. That was before I traveled a lot before I wanted to become a professional speaker, so it doesn't really count.
Jessica, what's the one topic that you love speaking on the most? What's your, key topic or keynote?
My keynote, is that a trending term, Vinay? I would say my
I'm trying
keynote.
to make that trending.
I think you're going to make that trending. Let's do it together. Speaking of trending, my keynote would be the 80-20 human.
Uh-huh.
So self-compassion is a big thing for me because I traveled a lot because I didn't really like what was going on here and here. And so I spent a lot of time trying to accept that I'm not perfect, accept that I will never be perfect, and that I'm still wonderful and lovable, and that America still likes me. You know, there's a lot of pressure in that side of the world to be perfect and blonde and beautiful and have perfect teeth. And so I would say self-compassion, be nice to yourself, do what you love. That is the 80-20 human. 80% awesome, 20% not so awesome, and accept it all like a nice, like unproportionate yin yang.
That's one keynote I'm definitely looking forward to attend. Wonderful, wonderful. So, uh, Jessica, you've been a part of a number of events at the PSAI. Tell us how that experience has been. Tell us how that journey has been.
Well, once, a few months ago, I was asked to be a co host with one of the nicest, friendliest, and baldest men in the PSA India, with Vinay.
I wonder who
And
that is.
I wonder who that is. He looks like the Buddha. And so you and I, we got to co-host for this year's virtual conference. And last year, I won a ticket to the conference because I posted the most. And if anyone knows anything about me, it's that I live on LinkedIn. And so I am constantly trying to promote what you guys do. And I think the PSA India is the best PSA that I belong to. And I have belonged to 5 of them in 1 year. I don't have children, so I have a lot of free time. And PSA India is just beautiful. And I would love to come to your summit coming up in the new year. Butter chicken, what?
Wow. All the members of the PSAI, can we all have a virtual round of applause? If you're wherever you are and logging into this, that deserves a round of applause for sure.
For butter chicken?
Butter chicken comes again. Yes.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So, being a part of the speaker community, I cannot stress more. I cannot emphasize the importance of connecting with your audience. So what's your mantra? What's your secret sauce of connecting with your audience?
That is so Indian. What's your mantra? And then you went to secret sauce, which is like your Americanism
fusion,
right?
That's a fusion. No,
that was a fusion. Sounds delicious. My saucy mantra. Well, I went to a workshop with my friend coach, who is Ali here in Barcelona, and we had to like embrace what we are here to do, you know. And what popped in my head was, I am strong and loving. I give a voice to women. That's it.
Work like a charm.
I don't know. I think that's what I was born to do, was to get women to talk. And because I was giving a lot of opportunity. I had a very loving father who was like a clown, but he didn't know it. And he taught me how to make very bad jokes. And my mom would roll her eyes. And then my poor mom had a daughter and a husband who made bad jokes. And slowly, 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 I got a little bit better. I'm up to like 52% success rate with my jokes. Yeah. And inshallah, keep getting better and encouraging women to just like say it and not worry too much if it's funny, if it's interesting, if it's good. As long as it's like heartfelt and authentic, the message will get across and their ideas will be heard.
52%. I think it's a lot higher than that.
Oh, wow. Because you're my fan and you maybe have the same sense of humor. But here in Spain, I'm a dog.
So, okay, how do you decide what kind of humor works with an audience? Today, we're going to talk a lot about humor, smiles, and making people laugh. So, how do you decide what kind of humor works with an audience?
Vinay, first I have a question for you. How many types of humor are there? And Bess, put in the chat box, Purva, Rite, Alka, how many types of personalities, humors are there in this world?
Okay, let's give the first chance to the audience. After that, we'll throw a few options there.
Okay. Deepak, wash hands, wash hands. Voice to women, Brigadier. How many types of humor could there be? No Googling. That's how I found out originally. So I guess you're allowed to Google.
Absurd humor, nerdy humor, dad jokes. I mean,
they're literally called dad jokes. Yeah. Yeah. 11 says Brig.
11.
Not quite. Infinite RAM. Gosh, you know a lot of funny people. There are not infinite rounds. Self-deprecating. Yes, that's
yes.
One of my favorite ones. Shad. Yeah. Okay, Vinay, how many do you think there are?
Slapdash. Okay. Insulting humor, dark humor.
As many as there are people. Oh, that's such a nice answer, Bess. But no, we can categorize them into 9. Apparently, there are 9 types of humor: self-deprecating, dark, British, whatever that one is, and improv, clown, poo-poo humor. And so whatever type of humor you have, it's probably best that you use that type of humor. Yeah? Because if you find it funny, you're going to be enjoying yourself. And when an audience sees you enjoying it, they're going to enjoy it more. It's like when someone tells a good story, you enjoy it more than when they're saying it because they think you want to hear the story and they're not feeling it. So although your jokes might not work in other countries, you should stay as true to your style as possible, and then research the type of humor in that country. Call a friend. Hey, what are the Belgian people like, Bess? And she'll be like, they're hilarious. They really like croissant jokes. So then I would research some croissant jokes, right? It's like you want to relate to the audience. And so you have your homework to do, but then you have your authentic humor to stick to. And then you have to balance it with a couple first tries in the first couple minutes. And if they don't work, well, who knows? Try harder, shift a little bit, try and relate more, build more rapport. If people don't trust you or like you, they're not going to laugh with you. So you have to kind of get connected to them and then try the jokes. Kind of 2 steps.
2 steps. Ever had an incident or something where a joke fell flat?
No, impossible, Vinay. Don't insult me. Yeah, all the time. All the time.
All the time.
All the time. Like, what's wrong with those people, right? Yeah, they have a different type of humor. And so it's best to find friends and coworkers and husbands who get your style of humor because, well, it's not so easy to change. I think I had the same sense of humor as I do now as when I was probably 3 years old. You know, I like to like fall and hit my head on things and like do really stupid clown humor. And my favorite hero was Steve Urkel. Type a yes in the chat box if you guys know Steve Urkel. Tall, dark, and dorky. My type.
Okay. Now, in fact, okay, Dilshad has a very interesting question. What happens when you tell the joke and you're kind of smiling tongue in cheek, but no one else got it? What do you do?
Well, then, Deshad, what do comedians do when nobody gets the joke and it's an empty auditorium? We can learn from the best. What would they do? Hopefully she's typing. Can't see her.
Yep.
Anyone else can answer too. No. Oh, now she's in Steve Urkel. She's still on my last comment.
Steve Urkel, yes.
You move on to the next group. Thank you, Chimu. Yeah. Okay, so it doesn't work. Often they use self-deprecating humor or they insult the audience. They go, well, the people in New York like that one, and then people laugh. So if it doesn't work the first time, you make a joke about how it didn't work and make a joke about why it didn't work, and then you have an opportunity to save face. You have to think quick though, right?
That's a brilliant one. Okay, I'm sure we're making notes on that. You know, this is question that I've seen come up a lot in several different communities and workshops as well. That you know, when a particular joke doesn't work, falls flat, you know, do you move on to the next joke or do you just switch over and, you know, like, okay, humor is not for this audience?
Humor is not for an audience. That is horrible. So then you would just stop all your humor because no, you know, wait, this is the most important thing that you didn't ask in the questions, Vinay. What creates laughter? Why do humans laugh? Answer me this.
Do we let the audience do that?
Yes, because you are cheating because you don't know the answer, Vinay.
Okay, we have a question from Jess. People, what makes an audience laugh? What do you laugh at or for?
Humans, not just audiences. Why do humans laugh? Hi, Super Believers Club. That's a nice name. Why do we laugh? Why do we laugh? to relieve stress.
Okay, let me come. Let me tell you what I think. I think people laugh when people are able to connect to something. People find something relatable.
Yes, true. Also, when something is funny, but
Funny.
what is funny? Thank you. What is funny? It's a very simple answer. When I say it, you're going to get it, but think about it. You're walking down the street, your friend is telling you a story, and they say something, and you laugh. Is it clever? Is it out of the ordinary? Is it mean? Is it cruel? Is it very intelligent? Is it dirty? Why is this funny and the other sentence wasn't funny? Oh, Bess, she's so smart. She's my hero. She's in the Applied Improv Network. She's a facilitator with Chain Days. She's gorgeous, and she's also funny. So she says absurd contradictions. Yeah? That's a smart way of saying surprise. Yeah? To be funnier, you don't have to be funnier. You must just see something from an unexpected point of view. Yeah? If I say to you, how are you? And you say the normal, fine. Nah, not funny at all. But if I say, how are you? And you say, as happy as a fat kid in a chocolate factory. Yeah? The brain goes, oh, that's delightful. I didn't expect that. The brain likes novelty. So you don't have to be trying to be funnier. All you have to try and be is observant and unexpected. No? It's quite simple, actually.
Truth and pain, says Bess.
Oh, truth and pain.
Something that is unusual and triggers some fun. That's resonates a lot with what you just said, Jess.
There you go.
Deviate from the norm, says
Perfect.
Ram Prasad.
You guys got it. Exactly.
An unexpected ending, surprising.
Mm-hmm.
A twist.
Mm-hmm. So if you see the world normally like this, a 39-year-old white girl living in Spain, I walk around the world being like, oh, look at that. Isn't that interesting? If I want to be funnier, I need to look at the world maybe how my grandma would have looked at the world. Just walk around one day thinking like an old German lady that's this tall and went through 2 wars, right? And lost her husband, lost her children, perhaps, doesn't know what like what's up is. How would she see the world? Would she like, what would she think about someone with ripped pants? What would she think of TikTok videos? And then talk like her for one day. It might be racist. Don't do that. But try and do it like one of your friends, someone from a different culture. You know, just try and think outside of the box that you were born in, because your box is pretty boring. But if you look from a different way, you can be funny. That's the biggest trick.
That's a truth bomb dropped right there, or let me say humor bomb. Boom. Okay, so now your talks, just your talks, keynotes, workshops, I have attended a few of them, and they're full of energy and lots of fun, loaded with humor. So how much of that is spontaneous, how much of that is planned?
It's spontaneous because I have been planning how to be funny for the last 15 years. Like, I have made it my mission to be funny. I'm the funny girl because my sister's the pretty one. So I had to be something. So if anyone can relate to having to try and find something that makes you special so you find love in this world. Yeah. So I've been trying to figure out what makes humans laugh. And I've lived in 9 countries and I've been to 46 of them. And you all think different things are funny. It's quite annoying. And so I had to develop what is funny. And it works all the time. You don't have to care even what culture it is. It's because if you see things from a different angle, it will be funny. It's quite simple. And so instead of me saying something normal that you expect to me, I'm literally in my head trying to think like a second faster than you finishing the sentence to say something that you wouldn't expect me to say, but still answers the question and still makes me look professional, right? So I'm killing myself to improvise in my head to say something unexpected that will delight you. Yeah. I'm thinking about you a lot, so that's a very good presenter who cares about the audience's delight. I'm sweating, but hopefully the person enjoys it in front of you, right?
Right, right. I was wondering if you're going to say 80-20.
See, that was surprising. That was very good, right? I didn't think you'd say that. You took my own theory and then you threw it back at me at the right time. You are funny. That's what I like about you a lot. You know?
Thank you. Alka says, I'm thinking like you, Jessica, feeling the dopamine peak already.
What's that? Feeling the what?
Dopamine peak already.
Oh, dopamine. Okay. Oh, I like dopamine.
Okay. So, okay, let's go back to since we are having a longer discussion on the humor element. How do you decide? When you have you have a workshop lined up or a keynote lined up. How do you decide that at what points of time do you have to be funny? Is that even decided, or you just go with the flow?
That's a very serious thing to ask. At what moment in the speech do you decide to be funny? What's the opposite of funny? Type in the chat box, people. Someone who is funny, the opposite would be. You have 10 seconds because it's an easy answer. Go.
10 seconds, people. Hit the chat box.
Serious. Yabajan.
Serious.
In 7 seconds, you are the winner. Chimu, 8.5. Second place. Perfect. So, yes, it is taxing, Deshad, to be funny, because it's a risk and it's tiring. But the rewards, oh my gosh, it's like sweet butter. If you are funny and people appreciate it, to my personality, it's like the best gift in the world. I would sweat to be funny for you because it lights me up. Some people just have that entertaining in their blood, and some people have the meditative therapist in their blood, and they want you to cry in their arms and feel better, and some other people want you to like run and feel motivated around them. I was born, I think, to make people smile. So I guess it's not taxing for me because I love it. It might be for you, or it might be for a different personality who has a different gift. Dull says.
Have an interesting question from Dilshad there. Do you think that the exercise of being spontaneous and thinking on your feet takes away from the message or the point that you had to make at that particular moment? Does it happen like that?
No. Well, okay. So I've been teaching a long time children. I used to travel a lot, and to make my money, I would teach English. I still teach some of it. And I would get the kids to laugh. And when the kids and the teenagers laugh, I would repeat the grammar point that I'm trying to get them to remember. Because as you know, most of you trainers, facilitators, best, when you make them laugh, they're paying attention and they're more absorbing what you're saying. So it's actually great. If I really want you to remember something, I'm going to make you laugh, and then I'm going to say what I want you to hear, because your mind is open to the next sentence that I suggest to you. This is like NLP stuff, right? And so it's very powerful to get messages that stick using humor. Does it distract? Yeah, it distracts for the good point, so that people actually remember the blah, 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 blah that you're saying.
Happy kids learn fast. Smiling kids learn the best.
Oh, that's nice. That's a nice thing.
Make learning fun, says Yabi Jan. Absolutely, absolutely, Yabi. Okay, so a lot of speakers would like to. A lot of speakers here who are part of who are listening to us right now would like to know, use humor in their keynotes, and what would be your biggest tip for them, or what would be your suggestion for them? What should they do?
Can I take like 2 minutes to answer this, Vinay?
Take all the time that you need.
Oh, what a good man. Hey. So, the rule of 3. Do you know it, Vinay? Almost your name. Yeah? Okay. So the rest of you, type a yes in the chat box if you know the rule of 3 with humor. Comedians, clowns, and that funny guy at work, they all know that if you make a list of things and you make the first 2 really expected and normal, but the third one that you make is still in the category but unexpected, you will almost always get a smile out of the person who's listening. Because, quite simply, the brain loves novelty. So if I would say, oh, I'm so sporty. I run, normal. I swim, normal. And I want to say now, a sport that's a sport, but is unexpected. Give me an example of a sport that's not really a sport.
Okay, audience, what's a sport that's not really a sport? Stargazing? Nope.
That's cute. Yeah. Drinking
Drinking beer.
beer at Oktoberfest. Yes. If you would ask some of those tall, dark blonde drunk men, they would probably tell you that's a sport. The rule of thing: make the first 2 points normal and expect the third one has a twist and is unexpected. Did I say that? I should say that because that is absolutely right. Thank you. Brain loves novelty. Okay, so I come from North America, the country of freedom. Oh, the eagle and overeating. And so we have something called, well, I'll do the joke. I'm so sporty. I love swimming, running, and hot dog eating contests. Yeah? Or my husband is so great. He's tall, dark, and broke. Right? Tall, dark. I love sex, drugs, and donuts. Yeah? You know, they follow along the pattern, but the third one is unexpected. And you can do this very, very easily. Don't do 2, don't do 4. The secret is in 3. And it will work like a charm.
Wow. That is spot on. And the rule of 3, I think we're gonna remember that for a long time, especially with all those lovely examples. When you have to touch upon a topic that's on the quote unquote serious side, how do you recommend or how do you suggest that you infuse just the right amount of humor that maybe brings a smile, but you don't really expect them to go lol?
Yeah. Well, when you're saying very serious things, okay, maybe it's not the right time. The wars don't really need humor in them. Unfortunately, those are the moments where it's serious, and this is when our lives are affected, and we gather our anger and our sadness, and we make changes in the world. And there's a time for sadness. There's a time for anger. There are great emotions that change things in the world and in ourselves. And yet, after you have processed those emotions, those serious ones, there is light. And the light is the hope of humanity. It's positivity. It's optimism. It's, I don't want to stay like this. I must fight. I must see another side of the situation. Yeah? And that is the point when you can introduce humor. Humor is hope. It's like seeing it from a different point of view. Nobody can make jokes about cancer. Of course not. That would be horrible. Yet, how many things have people learned going through illnesses? I would have never learned this. I would have never learned that. I would have never divorced my husband. I would have never done things. Yeah. So you should really infuse seriousness with lightness. Life, reality, with a touch of hope. Sadness and crap and war with a little bit, these are the moments where you infuse a smile and a little surprise into it to keep people listening to you, that you're not all gloom and doom. Because why would they listen to a speaker if it's all gloom? Humor gives you the opportunity to show light and motivation to them.
I think as we emerged out of the lockdown of the 2.5 really hard years that we had, the pandemic and the lockdown, and we've seen a lot of lovely examples of what you just shared, where a little bit of light, a little bit of fun moments, a little bit of warmth through those talks, through those it's not exactly comedy, but it just brings a smile when people really need it.
What's a good one? You can actually do this quite simply in the darkness times. And if you want to shift the energy to a more positive one, or a more empathetic one, or a supportive one, if you just want to shift it a little bit, you can use the sentence, at least you don't have to. Yeah? Because this is from a game from improv called Fortunately, Unfortunately. So you start with a sentence, fortunately, it's sunny today. Now, Vinay, think of something that's unfortunate about my sentence and give me a sentence. Unfortunately.
Okay. Unfortunately, I don't need an umbrella. Bad one.
Yeah. Fortunately, you can get a tan on your forehead and you don't have to carry that heavy umbrella. Right?
Right.
Now go again. Then
Right.
you would say, unfortunately, I hate the sun. And I would say, fortunately, it keeps you alive. Unfortunately. And so most of you in your life are probably, maybe not this group, but let's say those people behind this wall, those people are unfortunately people. Most of the time, they're looking at the world with, unfortunately, oh, there's war. Unfortunately, I gained 3 kilos. Unfortunately, my kids are little jerks. Yeah. Fortunately, there's no war in my country. Fortunately, I can still have another baby. It might turn out well. Fortunately, I can exercise, you know? And with the fortunately energy, you can find a sentence which is like, at least I don't have to wear tight pants anymore. At least I don't have to watch the news anymore. At least I don't have to sleep next to that guy anymore. Everything has some positivity if you look for it. And when you find the positivity, say it with a smile, and you will possibly get a breath of fresh air from the person listening. Not a big laugh, but you'll get a, it's true.
True, that works. Dilshad just shared the film "Life is Beautiful" is a perfect example of humor in war and misery.
Beautiful. I remember it. I can't remember laughing, but yeah.
Maybe an appreciative nod works sometimes. Unfortunately, I've run out of sunscreen, says Jim. At-
Unfortunately, I've run
yeah.
into, yeah.
Yes.
Fortunately, you can use coconut oil. Did you know that?
Audience questions, please pop in your questions on the in the chat box. Questions for Jessica, questions on humor, questions on speaking, questions on energy, questions on being an awesome speaker, and she will have a lot of personal experience to share on that. So please feel free to drop in your questions in the chat box, and we'll have Jessica share her thoughts on that. So yes. So till then, now I have another question for you, Jess.
Yes.
You when you when you're delivering a workshop or a keynote, and you're using you have an idea of the audience. You know that your audience is a corporate audience. They're listening to you, and they expect a set of values from that thing, and you realize that somewhere down the line, somewhere the energy is dipping. What's your go-to
Hmm.
in that situation?
Well, as a radio, TV, webinar host, Mister, I guess you have an answer for that as well. What would you do if you notice people aren't answering the things? If the audience is not paying attention, what would you do? I'm curious.
I mean, okay, I was talking about a physical workshop, a physical session where the people are
Hmm.
right in front of you.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, you do the exact same thing. You would ask questions. Yeah? You would observe why they're feeling the way they are and make a comment about it. So if they're all tired, then you would say, yeah, I also ate too many desserts. Should we take a break? If you see them all on their phones, you can say, I know Tinder's just blown up this week. If they're rolling their eyes, you can say, yeah, I think Google's wrong on this one. If they disagree with you, say, hey, you're probably right. You should Wikipedia that. That sounds very good, and I'll get back to you. Uh, if you're observant of what's happening, you can make a comment on it. And that's a type of the humor. It's called the observational humor. You observe what's going on. You kind of ask a question about what's going on. They'll give you feedback. If they think that you suck, well, then you have a real problem. But if it's just a contextual situational thing, you then have the choice to say, tell a story, go for a break, sit down with them, relate to them more. You need to watch them though.
People, we've just got some amazing nuggets of wisdom right there.
That's gold, baby.
What about identity politics, where everyone seems offended by something, says best? How to keep it safe and still funny for you and the audience?
Ooh, identity politics. My goodness. People will get offended on a lot of topics, and we know that in some countries they get more easily offended than other countries. So I am not the right person, possibly for Germany, if I can be honest. I'm German, and I understand that they are very serious and they like it. Yeah? Whereas I'm perfect for Spain because they can joke with things. The economy is a piece of crap. You make €1,000 a month. You just got fired last week. Yeah, me too last month. They know how to roll with the bad times, and thus they don't get offended in the same way. And so if you are in a place and you're talking about identity politics, and these people actually care about this a lot, the best thing to do is self-deprecating humor. These are the rules. You only make fun of a group of people if you belong to that group. I can make fun of Germans. I can do the German accent because I am 6 foot tall, blonde, and I love schnitzel. If you make fun of Germans, you seem kind of not like a nice person, Vinay. If I make fun of Indians, I seem like I'm racist. So I can make fun of Canadians, Germans, and Spanish people. Those are kind of my three. I can make fun of Christians because I came from that. And I can make fun of I can make fun of women. I can make fun of the categories that I belong to, because then when they are offended, I can say, just my experience. Right? And that's the safest thing. That's why comedians often make fun of themselves. Like, hey, I'm Jewish. Yeah, that's why I look like this. If they said, hey, ugly guy, you look Jewish, nobody would laugh because it's mean. So.
And I can happily make fun of bald people.
You can, and I cannot. Oh, I wish I could be bald like you.
Okay, we have a question from Dilshad. I feel I am quite effortlessly funny in regular conversations among friends. But the minute it comes to infusing humor in a speech, I fail miserably. I find it very difficult to do or feel people don't find me funny. Any suggestions for me?
Do you find yourself funny, or are you trying to force humor? If you enjoy the laugh, it's okay. Yeah, they just have a different type of humor. But if you don't enjoy it, yeah, you probably aren't doing it naturally. Yeah? If you do it well with your friends, but then on stage you're not good at it, well, you're probably not good at it. That's probably true. You yourself know it, and they know it, and it doesn't work. So you have to learn the rules of humor. You have to practice more. Yeah? So when I write a speech, I write it like, well, I don't write it. Sorry, Toastmasters, but I don't write it. I go and I say it, and I take note of where people laugh, and then I rewrite it. And then I add humor to the parts where they didn't laugh, where I could think I can make them laugh. That's the objective. So if it's you can learn. The rule of 3 is not easy. I literally am thinking about it right now. I'm like thinking how to answer this question with the rule of 3. I'm stressed. I'm like, it's hard work, and I'm trying to think of something funny to say. So you cannot be funny all the time. With my boyfriend, oh my God, I'm not funny at all. Half the time I'm crying. God, don't even ask him, right? Because you cannot be funny because it takes a lot of effort, it takes risk, and it takes a lot of energy. So use it sparingly, get to know the rules, and use it when you need to. And if you don't need to, just be your authentic self, and it will spontaneously come. If you're present and you're looking at the situation with an open mind, it will just come. Yeah? Without fear, though. You have to live without fear. Now, you have to be able to say, that didn't work. Like 52%, I said, of mine don't work. That's a lot of failure in a day, right? But I don't care because, well, I enjoy trying to make you laugh. So if you don't enjoy doing it, it's probably going to be tiring for you. You have to it has to be worth it to you, like going to the gym. Not worth it.
Couldn't have put it better.
Amen.
Fantastic. So now we come to the most exciting part of this conversation, which is the rapid fire.
Oh, I'm already sweating.
Yes, a set of questions thrown right at you. And shall we get on with it?
Yes, let's go.
Okay, number one, three words that define who you are.
Tall, dark, and no, funny, kind, and selfish. Truth.
Okay, a book you're reading currently.
I don't read. Not a joke. I don't read.
Okay, what's one thing you learned that completely changed your life?
That being vulnerable actually gets you exactly, me being vulnerable got me exactly what I wanted, which was people who care about me and that I can trust the world.
Wow, wonderful. Okay, answer this. Never have I ever.
Read a book. Ha, no, never have I ever cooked anything really delicious with vegetables. Really hard. Really hard. I ate a lot of cheese.
Ah,
Disgusting.
tell us something about you that people don't know and something that will surprise them.
I bite my toothbrush until it's completely flat, and then I still use it for like a month because it's like a stress thing. It's like a stress ball, right? So if you saw my toothbrush, you would think I was homeless, but I'm not.
Good one. If you could, or rather, if you talk in your sleep, what would you say?
Oh my goodness. I do talk in my sleep, and apparently I sometimes I laugh. If I could talk, oh, what? Where are you getting these questions from? My God, you should be a speed date host. These are amazing. I feel like I'm on a date with you, Vinay. Swipe right. I talk in my sleep. I would say, oh, relax, people. Relax. It's like when I'm sleeping, think like when you're trying to look beautiful. Today I brushed my hair, I brushed my teeth with that disgusting toothbrush. I put on a bra for you guys. But my boyfriend, who I live with, he sees me in the worst state all the time, right? And I try and like look pretty for him. But let's be honest, when I'm like sleeping with my hair like this, like I drool sometimes, and he loves me, and he loves me the way I am. Like we try so hard to be great and funny and professional and wonderful and pretty and smell good, but in the end, my God, let's relax. Like that's what I would say. That was my little rant.
Awesome. Last two more. Sea trips or mountain trekking, your preferred adventure.
What?
On the beach or up the
Oh, you said on
mountain?
the beach. I just heard trekking, and I thought that sounds
Yeah, yeah.
horrible.
On the
No.
beach or mountain trekking up the mountain. Yeah. Which is
Oh,
your preferred adventure?
Thailand beach with a pina colada.
Pina colada. Clarity right there for you people. The most dialed number on your phone, the last question in the rapid
My
fire.
my boyfriend of 3 years. Yes. Baba. Baba Tunde.
Awesome. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Jessica. It's been such a pleasure having you here on this talk show and sharing so many amazing insights, amazing nuggets of wisdom, and most importantly, things that you've used yourself, things that have worked for you, that have not worked for you, and sharing that all out here on this talk show for all of us to learn from, take back from. And so kind of you and generous of you to share it all right out here for us, for all our audience, and for all the members who missed being here live and who would be catching up on the recording of this talk show. So this is really, really amazing because this is a topic that means a lot to our entire speaker community. That is, how do we infuse enjoyable, relatable humor in our keynotes, in our speaking? And thank you so much on behalf of the entire Professional Speakers Association of India. Thank you for being here, being a part of this episode today. And you have an absolutely amazing day, Jess.
Thank you very much. Bye from Spain.
Bye bye. That was Jessica Breitenfeld, and we had a conversation on humor, jokes, what works, what doesn't work, and how do we make humor work for us. We got lots of tips, lots of nuggets of wisdom, and lots of things that we can start using, applying, trying out, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't work, and then doing improvising, and then learning from that. So I really hope all of us had fun, enjoyed this conversation, and learned a lot from this episode as well. Thank you so much for being here. And this month we have one more person, one more guest coming up. So stay tuned. And the PSAI Talk Show will be live again with another very exciting person who will be sharing nuggets of wisdom for the speaking community, for all of us. This is Vinay Pushpakaran signing off on episode number 4 of the PSAI Talk Show. And all of you have a great day. Good night. Take care. Bye bye.